interesting developments there with the air crash that we witnessed a few days ago. Now we're hearing that the UK is the latest to join in efforts to ban the use of the aircraft over there. We know that countries like Germany, Ireland, China, Singapore, Malaysia have also banned the use of the Boeing 737 MAX 8. What does the future hold? We're looking into that, especially what would be Ghana's position on this. We have a poll on that, which we will be sharing with you tonight as we go along with the program. But I want to begin with tonight's big story. The Ghana Revenue Authority has refuted earlier reports that its Commissioner General and deputies have been removed from office. A statement signed by the Assistant Commissioner, Kwesi Bobie, said the reports were misleading. Well, Joy Business Assistant Editor Northern Akwa-Hayford has joined me in the studio with the latest. So, Northern, thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you.
So where are these reports coming from?
Okay, so I think that throughout last week and then yesterday as well, there have been a lot of reports that, the Commissioner General had been relieved of his post together with two other deputies that he has. And in fact, one of the papers this morning, which was the Statesman, also reported, and the headline this morning was big changes at GRA, Commissioner General, 2 commissioners out. That was their lead story today. And, that has, brought a lot of people calling the organization, trying to find out what is going on, because we actually saw this man yesterday at a conference that the Vice President attended. So
it was quite surprising to hear this morning that he had been relieved of his post. Of course, that is not true. And so a statement coming in from the authority rather, says that the commissioners were at post today. They were carrying out their normal duties. What else does the statement say? Okay,
so the statement also says that, management wishes to advise the media and the public from such misleading, misleading statements, because one of the things they're saying is that these things affect morale of staff and have negative impact on revenue mobilization in the country. So they wish that, we stay away from trying to put these things in the public domain.
All right. Thanks very much indeed, Nova, bringing us the update on news. Earlier reports that the Ghana Revenue Authority as commissioner, that is Kofi Nti, had been removed from office, but now we are told that is not the case. Well, there was another reason why Novan was supposed to be in the studio. He was supposed to come here and talk about the Joy Business Financial Services Forum, set to take place next week, Tuesday, then the news book. But now we can talk about it, Novan. So It's happening next week, Tuesday, and the focus is on the insurance industry. Why is that?
Okay, so we know that insurance penetration in this country is very low. And of course, even the Commission itself, that's the NIC, is looking to increase the penetration and also looking at 10% of GDP of insurance by 2020. And that is what they are looking at. And so we thought that, look, we've heard many times that they want to recapitalize the sector. And what are some of the reasons? A lot of the transactions, the big ones, or what you call the big ticketing transactions that take place, look at an FPSO. I mean, to ensure that, or an airline, especially at the time when Ghana is looking to, revamp the aviation sector by launching its national carrier this time around. It means that we need to look at all this. Would we want all these transactions to go outside Ghana? No. Sometimes you must think of ensuring that you have these things done right here by local players. And so that is the reason why they want to recapitalize.
Well,
we are looking to do that.
A quick one. The theme for this, though, has to do with recapitalization. Important because we have seen that happen in the banking sector, and we anticipate already moves have started for the insurance sector as well. And that being the panacea for the growth of the industry?
Of course, yes. I mean, if you do this recapitalization, it means that you have the muscle, if I would want to put it, or you begin to enter or venture into transactions that are huge. It helps you to be able to expand as a company. And the objective is very clear that what we are looking at, to have a dispassionate conversation about the insurance industry, to facilitate knowledge and information sharing, to educate the general public about the industry, and also encourage the patronage of insurance in this country.
All right, Novan Akwahe for that. Thanks very much indeed for your time tonight. We'll speak about insurance. About 1,000 members of Ghana's National Cocoa Farmers Association are being enrolled onto a pension scheme to ease their financial burden in old age. The contributory scheme is in line with a framework of the National Pensions Act to enhance the livelihood of members. Now, registered members are required to contribute an equivalent of 1 to 5 kilograms in cash for every bag of cocoa they sell. The association is partnering the Social Security and National Insurance Trust to roll out the scheme for transparency and accountability purposes. Nana Sensumensa has more in this report.
Smallholder cocoa farmers have for a long time been gnashing their teeth, especially when their strength can no longer keep them on their farms. 80-year-old Opening Yawaje acknowledges age is taking a toll on him, for which he has to take a final break from farming. He is, however, restrained by little or no hope of income security or pension. Aja Menu believes the newly introduced pension scheme is a welcome relief to him and all smallholder cocoa farmers. He says farmers who have contributed substantially in maintaining the socio-economic development of the country deserve befitting retirement package.
I'm reliable and I have the hope that when I lose my farm, there is an insurance in the form of the pension scheme for me. In that situation, I can continue to cater for my family, my wife, and my kids without thinking of future or thinking of the problems hitherto I've been going through as how to, fund for my family. So this pension scheme will help us tremendously.
President of the Ghana National Cocoa Farmers Association, Anani Boateng, explains the scheme is a source of livelihood promotion for beneficiaries.
So we decided that we use 1 kilo or 2 or 3 up to 5 on every bag so that we keep it under a pension cover for our future. That is why we incorporated governments. This is because we don't want a situation where private company will come and one day our money is spent. So we decided to make it a way that every farmer will be registered. We compute their information on the computer, So if for instance, I sell my cocoa to a PC, he, feed it to e-switch machine, and automatically it deducts to the pension authority, whoever is our farm manager. We chose SNIT. We were so much glad that government actually chose SNIT for that when we send our proposal. Fine. So SNIT is our farm manager for now. So we are incorporating them, said that our funds can be managed and managed well.
Nana Sensumensa reporting.
Now, the Lands and Natural Resources Ministry has placed a total ban on harvesting and exporting of rosewood. The ministry has also directed the Forestry Commission to suspend the processing of permits for the exportation of rosewood. It follows the continuous illegal harvesting of the endangered rosewood species in the northern part of the country. In fact, a documentary, Killing Our Roses, by JoyNews' Joseph Opoku Gakpo, exposed the companies responsible for the illegal trade and put the spotlight on the impact of that illegal trade on local communities. Take a look at this.
Rosewood is a timber species used mainly for the production of very costly furniture, as well as aircrafts and musical instruments. They are some of the most highly priced tree species you'll find anywhere in the world.
The interior design of ships, the luxurious ones, very expensive ships, the interior design of planes, the very expensive ones. And we also use it, we are told we use it to make the gun bat because it is very durable. And we also, the most expensive bed made in the world is made out of rosewood species. So it can show how valuable the tree species is. But it's unfortunate right in the country, we are not able to even add any value to these species, but we have to export them to China for them to add value to it and also export it to other countries and make a lot of money from it. Right now, our communities, if you even ask how much profit we've made out of this rosewood harvesting, we can tell you it's nothing.
As we speak, if you went to China now, people keep rosewood in bank safes, hoping that the price will get even higher so they then sell or use to produce their instruments.
On the world market, a 20-footer container of rosewood is sold for at least $10,000, which converts to almost 50,000 Ghana cedis, or $500 million old cedis. The overharvesting of rosewood has made it an endangered species now.
Did I hear $10,000? That's quite some amount. Joseph Opoku-Gakpo joins me in the studio. He's got more insight to this story. I heard that amount and I was wondering, what's the economic importance of this tree?
So that's actually the minimum. You check on Alibaba.com and the same quantity, a 20-footer container, could go for as much as $40,000. And this is something that the quantity could just be about 20 pieces of the very, very matured rosewood trees.
And that's globally. So how much of a big business is it here in Ghana?
Well, we appear not to know the value of it in terms of how important it is, as has been observed. In the local communities, for example, when they go cutting down the trees, they give the chiefs there 500 cedis up to 1,000 cedis, and it's the merchants who end up making all the money. For example, in January 2018 alone, more than 800,000 pounds of rosewood was actually exported at a time when there was supposed to be a ban. Per the figures from the Forestry Commission itself. And the month after, February 2018, up to 2 million euros of worth of rosewood trees were exported out of this country just for that duration. And it continued up until the end of the year and even early this year. And now we're
so if it's of economic importance, why are we not sort of growing that industry? We seem to have issues now to do with illegal activities and the fact that, we are losing most of the trees and we are not replacing them. What are the issues?
With rosewood in particular, we gather that there was an attempt to actually rejuvenate it and get it planted, as a plantation. And the first attempt at it failed because the very scientific nature of it and how it can be done so it grows, through plantation means, didn't work out. So the trials are still ongoing to really understand which of the paths to use, and these are trees that take up to 100 years to mature fully, which would obviously take time. But the fear has been that over the last, over a 5-year period, more than 65% of all the available rosewood species was harvested from the forest. And there was the danger of it going extinct.
And the business in itself is slowing here in Ghana. You spoke to a merchant. You spoke to a merchant about how the business has been over the past few years. Can we listen to what he had to tell Joseph?
Gilbert Bentum, he's called.
When the challenges started coming, you see, you can't live a stereotype life whereby today you're doing business, you're supplying your people, then the next morning there's a news outbreak, embargo, you lose tons of money, then the next minute they tell you it's been lifted, they're giving X, Y, Z people the license to do the exports alone, then you have to go through them to do it, then the next minute they come to say under embargo. So it's too stressful and it's just waste money. So, hey, because now it's going, but there are a few people who have the licenses to do it, and people go through them. That's what I can say for now.
All right, so that was Gilbert, who is a timber merchant, of course, saying that the business has slowed. So who is regulating this business? We've heard of a ban, then we don't know whether there's not a ban, and then there's a ban again. What's happening?
So previously, there was a ban on felling, and then the explanation was that even before that ban came into force, some of the trees had been felled, and so then they needed to go and salvage it. So the new directive is no more licenses for salvaging are being issued. And even if you are caught transporting it from one part of the country to the other, you are liable for some sanctions as well. So a complete ban on transportation, salvaging, and export, we understand.
Okay, thanks very much, Joseph Opoku-Gakpo. You've done a good work on this. We are grateful for your input tonight. Well, you're still watching Business Live. Despite concerns about safety of Ethiopian Airlines fleet following the crash of its B737 MAX 8 aircraft last Sunday, the Aviation Ministry says it will still go ahead with a partnership with the Ethiopian Airlines to set up a home-based carrier. Aviation Minister Joseph Ada tells Joy Business the partnership will not be undermined by the recent air disaster, as Ethiopian Airlines has had a long-standing reputation of being one of the best airlines in Africa.
In December 2018, government signed an MOU with Ethiopian Airlines to have them on board as major partners in the setup of a home-based carrier. But following the recent crash of an Ethiopian airline aircraft, which claimed the lives of all passengers and crew on board, there have been some concerns about Ethiopian Airline being a part operator of the nation's carrier. However, Minister for Aviation Joseph Kofiada says the ministry will still go ahead with the partnership agreement.
Just this February, I sent a team to Ethiopia to go and continue the discussions, this time on the shareholders agreement, to know where we stand in terms of the corporate governance arrangements, in terms of structure of ownership, and then the management structure. We, as a country, still intend to continue with our partnership arrangements with them. The negotiation will go on between now and April. We hope that will come to some understanding on the shareholders agreement, which will pave the way for us to become operational.
He clarified the agreement is yet to set out the choice of aircraft to be adopted for the home-based carrier.
We also want to let you know that we've not decided on any particular aircraft for the long haul. We are shopping between Airbus and Boeing. We'll be undertaking some trips to these two establishments very soon. We'll go through the types of aircraft that they are producing and come to some agreement on which ones we should use for our long-haul flights. It could be 737, it could be Airbus, it could be any other type of aircraft from Boeing or from Airbus. We cannot say that at this point in time. But the experts are there, and they do all the thorough assessment that we need to do, and we'll select the one that will give us the best in terms of business that we're going to operate.
For Joy Business, Sheila Tamaklu.
Meanwhile, Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, GCAA, now says the country's airspace is safe for flights despite having some Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircrafts operating here in the country. Head of Safety Regulations at the authority, Daniel Akwa, had earlier noted that there were no such aircrafts flying in and out of the country. But in an interview with Joy Business, Director General of the GCAA, Simon Alote, said the authority is keenly monitoring the situation to ensure higher safety standards are maintained.
So for now, it is safe to fly these aircraft. It wasn't safe. The FAA will have grounded all of them by now. So I can assure the traveling public that in the MAX 8 we have one of the most technology advanced, safe, efficient, reliable aircraft.
You indicated that some countries have grounded theirs temporarily as safety measures.
Precautionary?
As precautionary. On our part, what's our position? What are we doing?
On our part, because we don't have any on our register, we have a number of foreign operators using the 737 MAX 8. We are in collaboration with all the CAA, that's the Civil Aviation Authorities, whose who have registered these aircraft to operate out to Accra. And once they have not grounded them, we feel confident that they are safe to fly. Boeing hasn't issued a service bulletin. The FAA hasn't issued an airworthiness directive grounding this aircraft. So it would be premature to rush into barring or preventing any operator bringing 737 MAX 8 to Accra. Yeah, so we are monitoring the situation. If it should change, we'll obviously update you.
All right, so far 10 countries have grounded Boeing 737 MAX 8 jets, including Ethiopia, Singapore, China, France, Ireland, Germany, Australia, Indonesia, Malaysia, and as we have been reporting tonight, the UK. The list keeps going, and question is, should Ghana do the same? That's what we are asking you tonight in our poll on Facebook, that whether or not should Ghana stop airlines from flying the Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircraft in and out of the country. So 54% of you think that Ghana should go ahead and do that, and 46% say no. That is based on 112 votes over the past 8 or so hours. So that is the verdict of our poll tonight. Many of you are thinking that Ghana should stop Boeing from flying or airlines from flying the Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircraft in and out of the country. Of course, you can visit our Facebook page and also cast your vote. That's it for our program tonight. Thanks for watching Business Live. There's more news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for watching.